Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're up to part 63 of the Emergency Storage Shed Clean Out series. If you're new here, yes, part 63, you've got a lot to catch up on. Let's go and have a look and see what we can get today. And the deal with this emergency storage shed is that we have to get something out of here every week or I'm never going to have use of this shed. It goes back quite a long way. It was all moved from my old shop in an emergency, and the shed was constructed very quickly because we had to put it somewhere. And it's good stuff. It's stuff I've salvaged out of people's sheds over the last 2 decades. There's a lot of stuff I don't even know what's in boxes. Now, last episode, we got a few tubs from out of the middle there. I was going to try and get all of them done. We didn't quite get through them. So let's tackle that white one right in front of us now. I have no idea what's in it. Actually looks like there's some hats on top. I don't know where the hats come from. I'm sure I've never seen those before. And then we're going to switch over and get this really cute homemade little chest of drawers out. I think most of it has been emptied, but there could still be some hardware in some of it. So hopefully this crate doesn't take us too long and we can actually make a start going through these little drawers and just seeing what treasures they hold. Once that's gone, well, next episode, I think we'll try and get this large one out. Now that's a chest of drawers as well. You're looking at the base of it. They're old filing drawers and they're going to be very handy in my shed. I'll probably have to fix them up. I think they're empty because they're on their side. So once we get that out, well, we're going to be making pretty good progress, aren't we? Or we might tackle some of the stuff on this side. Anyway, enough of that. Let's not waste time. Let's get this white tub into the bench. Now this tub is pretty heavy, so I know it's not all hats. Don't know what's underneath it. Let's have a look together. Okay, you have a bird's eye view there. Let's have a look at what we've got in here. I have never seen these hats before in my life, I'm sure. Fleet Systems. I don't think it's going to have any real value. Made in China, it's not overly old. That's made in New Zealand. Henselite. Well, it's a bowls cap. I mean, that may still wash up okay. Maybe I'll throw them through the not the dishwasher. Maybe I'll throw them through the washing machine because it's a shame to just throw them out if they're still quite okay. They just need a wash up. A little red floppy hat. Doesn't look damaged. We may as well give them a quick wash and take them to the op shop. Someone might like them. And that's I guess maybe you'd call it a sun hat. Bit of floral decoration. Actually, someone stitched that on. It was a normal floppy and someone's added something. Alright, well, we'll throw them in the washing machine. It's made in China, but it's a much older one. And they could probably go to the op shop. Alright, let's get through this. We have some telephone wire, telephone or telecom cable. They can just go in with our data cable for cashing in. A Riga made those backpack sprayers and the stirrup pumps and that sort of stuff. So the hose is very hard. The fittings are most likely brass. I think we'll just salvage the fittings. Yeah, they'll be brass for sure. And the hose clamp's probably a stainless steel one. I'll take that off as well. So we'll salvage a few bits there. Here we have a little trivet just for putting on your kitchen bench to put a hot saucepan on or something. It's not damaged. It's actually got India. I was about to say it looks like an Indian made thing you would have bought maybe at Copper Art or something in the 1990s. It's got all its feet. It just needs a quick wash to get the dust off it. We could even still get $5 for that. Alright, we have a picture frame in a plastic bag. Photo picture frame. Elizabeth. Alright, well, it means nothing to me. There's no Elizabeth in my family. It's probably a 1960s, 60s or 70s frame. It's not really got a lot of value. The glass could be handy. It's one of these ones that slides in from the bottom. Oh, that's the back. So I'd say that's definitely a 60s era piece of card and the front piece. look, it's probably still good enough to use. Oh, it's a bit wonky in the corners. But look, a little spot of glue and it's fine. It's not damaged. The glass is okay. Let's just put that white card in. That should slide in as well. Tighten it all up. And it's got the little stand. I think that would be worthwhile putting some, maybe a vintage advertisement from a newspaper or something like that. I might just put a dab of glue in the corners, clamp it up tight. I might be able to frame something up. Either that or we can just put it in the $1 trolley at the shop. They can go in our recycle bin for paper. Can't do much with this old plastic. It looks like it's a pillowcase or something, plastic, when you buy new pillows or something like that. That'll have to go in the bin. Now we have some foil. What's wrapped up in this? Fairly heavy aluminium foil. Someone has wrapped up something. It looks like... Oh, okay. It's a pitcher with broken glass. Now, I don't know if this glass actually broke whilst it was in here. Probably did, actually. It's pretty thick glass, actually. And it was just a nice old sailing ship print that's quite water stained. So I don't think there's anything we can do with that. Yeah, it's been wet at some stage. And the frame is a very, very flimsy. It's timber, but it's very flimsy. So I don't think we're going to save that. I think that can go in my kindling box for lighting the fire. It's starting to get cold these nights. That can just basically go in the recycle bin as cardboard. I think it's just done on paper, the print. Yeah. Alright, just in the recycle bin. The glass have probably go in the rubbish bin. It's not worth saving the middle piece to cut a smaller piece out of, because I have lots of picture frame glass. And this is fairly thick for the size of it. So that will have to go in the rubbish bin. But the good thing about this is that the aluminium foil is quite thick. We can fold that up into a nice little block and put it in with our aluminium scrap. So it's not a total loss. Okay, what's in here that made it heavy? We have some tools. We have a bit of kitchen stuff. Let's just tip this bag out. That's a garlic crusher. Very flimsy one. I think they can just go in our... It's not stainless, or at least it's not non-magnetic stainless. I think they can just go in our scrap bin. These, that looks like a cheese slicer. And a cheap knife. A metal egg ring. These are good on barbecues. You can cook your eggs in there. But again, that's just a steel one. I think they can go in our steel bin. I have no idea where this has come from. I'm sure I've never seen it before. Toledo, they're hairdressing scissors. That are well and truly seized up. Well, they still work, but they're just basic paper scissors. These are pretty cool. Sheffield. So they're not bad vintage scissors. Some more hairdressing scissors. I don't think they're really worth very much. I think I'll just put these in the dollar box at the shop. Saves me cleaning them up. Someone might have a use for them. The green ones I think will get better than that though. They're English made. They're pretty cool vintage scissors. They're even serrated. I reckon we get $5 for those. We might clean those up. We're not getting much value out of this box really. An old style can opener, very rusty, just in with our steel. And a salad server, it's EPNS, electroplated nickel silver. I think there's only the one, and it's been bent at the front. They can just go in our brass bin because EPNS is a high percentage of copper. My yard will buy it as brass. Alright, some rollers. Oh, that's interesting. It's got some sort of I wonder if that's for doing textured concrete or something. There's another one here. I don't know what they're for. Let me know if you know what they're for. It looks like they've got an extruded aluminium roller, which the fins are a little bit on a spiral. So maybe it's for rolling out glue before you're tiling. Something like that. I don't know. At the very least, they'll go in the $1 box at the shop. That looks like a paint roller. Probably just go in our steel bin, that one. An old keyhole saw, very rough. The handle's been split off, so we'll just take that. I don't know if it'll undo or not. Might do. In fact, I think it has replaceable blades. There's some more blades in here. Oh, that's its own, got its own handle. They're just too far gone. I'm just going to put these in with the scrap steel. The blades and the timber handles aren't worth saving. They're not good enough. They can just go in my firewood box. There's a double-sided one, but the handle's well and truly broken off. So just scrap for all those. Scrap and a bit of firewood. Was there any more? No. Oh, we do have a timber wedge, probably just a doorstop. Don't think we need that. That can go in the firewood box as well. I'll sort all this out soon and you can see what we've got. Not a lot of value at the moment. There's a spark plug spanner, double-ended, possibly from a chainsaw. Usually that end suits the spark plug and that end does the bar nuts. But I don't think we have the rod for it. Not that it matters, you can use a screwdriver on it anyway. So in the $1 box for that one. Here's a nice ladle. Nice vintage ladle. I'll give that a bit of a clean up, but we're going to be able to sell that for sure. I would say at least $10 for the ladle. We have a little, what were these again? A little cheese grater, perhaps, for Parmesan cheese. Any vintage kitchenware with the wooden handles, the painted wooden handles, tends to sell quite well. I'd say that's 1950s or 60s. We'll give that a bit of a clean up. I reckon I can get $5 for that. A hammer here, a claw hammer, very rough. It's been well used. The ends all mushroomed out. The nail pull apart is well worn. Usually they get chips on them, so it's not really that good for a practical hammer. Nice old original handle. I think we'll put that in the $1 box. Someone will grab that for $1 for sure. And another hammer here. This is a small engineer's hammer. The handle's in great condition actually, and the head doesn't look too bad. We'll give that a clean up. I think it's got a brand on it. I can't read it here, but I'm sure we're going to get at least 5. We could even get 10 for that. Here's a large rasp and a file. The rasp feels okay. The file feels pretty well worn. I do have a box of files in the shop. One box for $3 each and one box with the better files for $5 each. I think we'll put that in the $3 one. Okay, another roller here. This one's a bit different to the others. It's just got that feels like steel. The other ones were aluminium. Oh, maybe it's not. So I'm not sure what that one's for. It might be a similar type of thing, smoothing out glue when you're tiling, although I wouldn't imagine not, because you'd never get the thing clean. Don't know. Let me know if you know what that is. It's probably similar to the other ones. I won't put a price on those until we find out what they are. Just a paint stirrer to go in your drill. It can probably go in the $1 box. It's still perfectly usable. Here we have a nice old knife of some description. I'm not sure what you'd call it. Really nice handle on it. Quite pitted on the blade, unfortunately. But I might clean that one up. It could have a brand on it. I think it has got a brand there. We do get a lot of people in the shop that collect knives. It's a bit of a dicey area selling knives. I believe the laws are that it's illegal to sell a weapon or something that's made as a weapon, whereas you're allowed to sell a knife if it's made for a particular purpose. So I'm not sure if that's actually called a hunting knife or whether it's just a universal tool, basically. So I'm not sure how we go with that. The weird thing is that you're not legally allowed to sell a bayonet or a dagger or something unless you're licensed because they were made as a weapon. And yet you can sell a kitchen knife that's twice as long and perfectly legal to sell. So strange laws we have in our country. I'll clean that one up, see if there's anything written on it. We have some egg rings. These are just aluminium ones. They're clean enough. They can just go in the... they're probably not going to get $1. You could probably buy them cheaper than that new. I think I'll just put them in my aluminium bin. This is cool. These are wire cutters, and I think these are usually military, and I've had them where they've been stamped World War II before and dated. And I think I did a video once on cleaning some up in the electrolysis. If I can find it, I shall link it above in a card. And these ones, certainly I should clean up and see if they've got a mark. If they do have the military mark and a date, they're going to be much better than $10 wire cutters. I think they're more likely to be, I think they fold up too, or to a degree. I think they're more likely to be $30, $40 or $50, depending if we can find a mark on them. So I'll clean those ones up. Best find in the box, those ones. A vulcanizing clamp, 5-minute vulcanizer, Shaler, a bit of a different brand than what I've seen before. These, oh yeah, it's not seized. These sell okay, and I found some in a video ages ago, and I was going to find some of the vulcanizing patches and actually demonstrate lighting it, and they're pretty cool. They fill their shed with smoke. They smell great if you like the smell of gunpowder. And so I did find a patch, only the one, and I've got another clamp put aside. We will try and get to that at some stage, and I'll demonstrate using these hot vulcanizers to fix a puncture on a tube, just purely because you don't see it so much anymore. I don't think you can buy the patches anymore. They're probably illegal because of the amount of smoke they produce. But anyway, that should get $10. I'll clean that up. A large spanner here, doesn't look anything special. It looks like it's just been pressed out of a piece of heavy sheet steel. Can't see any brands on it. We better check that, but it's probably only going to be in the dollar box. Another vulcanizing clamp. No name on this one, so probably maybe just $5 on that one. What on earth is this? It's got a badge on it, a plaque. I can see engineering company's name. I'm going to have to clean that up. It's a pneumatic, well, it's air pressure. That would be the trigger, but it's probably incomplete. I don't know what's screwed on the end. Maybe it was some sort of riveter. I'll have to read the plaque. We'll give it a bit of a clean up. It's probably a bit better than scrap metal, but don't know. It might be something I'll put in the shop for $5, and if it doesn't sell, it can then go in the scrap bin. But someone may have the other part of it or know what attaches to the end. I'll give it a bit of a clean up and see if we can identify what it says on the plaque. An old drill brace. These turn up all the time. This is, you don't get much simpler than this. It hasn't even got the chuck on the end. But they work quite well, so we'll leave this one with the bit. We'll give it a bit of a clean up so it's not so dirty. We might get $10 for it, if not $5. And here's another one of these things. This one's much older. It's all cast iron. And yeah, I'm not sure what they were. So we'll do some research on that. Here's a hook for hanging carcasses for like you would see in abattoirs or for farmers that kill their own beasts. And I think it's called a gamble or something like that, or a gamel. I'll have to check that out, but it has a particular name, and it was basically just for hanging up probably sheep carcasses in this case. And I think you hook the hock of the animal over each side so the carcass can hang down. Should get $5 for it. Last thing in here is a little hole punch, I'm guessing. It's got a little brass pad there and a small punch setup. It might be an applicator for an ear tag. Yeah, it could well be an ear tagger. So we'll give that a clean up. It's most likely it will have a brand on it. I can see something written there. which will help us identify what it actually is, but I think it's probably an ear tagger. A little bit of scrap. Oh, that was what we took off that saw before, and one second-hand roofing nail. So there we go. Oh, hang on, what's over here? Just a little podger bar, maybe a tyre lever, not sure. It looks like it's been modified one end. So might go in the dollar box. Could be handy little lever for something. So a lot of low value stuff, but a couple of good bits. We've now got a nice crate that I can probably use to put some scrap metal out in the yard, because obviously it's not going to hold water, which is good. I don't like my crates filling up with water when it rains. So there we go. I'll sort all this out and we'll get back to you shortly with a notepad. And I think we might get that chest of drawers in here, that blue set of drawers, and just have a peek in it before we finish up this video. Now it's time to appraise all the gear we got out of this tub, and as usual, there's some surprises. And, oh, yeah, some disappointments as well, I guess. We'll look at the notepad shortly. All this stuff was just $1 each. Not those scissors, but all that stuff and the frame I thought I'd just put in the dollar box. So there's about 10 items there, but I haven't allowed for that. Our brace and bit cleaned up okay. I don't go to too much trouble, but I like to be able to clean them back a little bit to read a brand if I can find it. And it says Matheson, which is quite a common woodwork tool company. I think they're in Scotland. You often see them on plane blades and chisels and that sort of stuff. So quite an early brace and bit there. I went for $10. There's our scrap wire, our wood, our aluminium, a little bit of heavy melt steel, some light pressing steel. I didn't allow anything for all that. Bit of brass here as well. One hose clamp. Back to the prices, and the disappointment, I guess, was that these wire cutters did not have any brand on them. They've got some letters stamped there, but I think they're probably owner's initials. So unfortunately we can't attribute that to the Department of Defense, but that's the exact sort of style of wire cutter they used in the Second World War. I don't know if they were earlier than that, but I went for $25 on that. Maybe it might come back to 20, but they're quite nice. They cleaned up well. They do work quite well. The ladle looks like someone's actually melted some lead in it or something. There's a bit of molten metal on the side there. I put $10 on that. I think I went 5 and 10 on the vulcanizer clamps. This was a surprise. The hammer is actually a Department of Defense one. It's got the D, broad arrow D at the top there, and the weight in pounds, which I can't quite read. But I think I'll go for $20 on that, because you don't always find Department of Defense hammers. And the handle is in great condition. It's actually quite usable. It's very, very nice weight and a long handle. This was a nice one too, the little knife, beautifully branded. And it says, we get a focus here, it says J.A. Hellberg, and I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I think it's Eskilstuna or something like that, made in Sweden. So a really nice knife there. It is a bit pitted on the blade from some rust. The handle's in great condition, and I think I'm going to put $30 on that. I will keep it in a cabinet in the shop though, so that no one either puts it in their pocket or hurts themselves with it. This one was branded, and I didn't find any. I actually didn't even research this, but I think they are ear tag applicators or something like that. It's an English brand, cleaned up very well actually. So what did I put on those? I think I went just $10 on those. The file, I did actually run a wire brush across it, and it's not too bad. I think I'll put that in the $5 section in the shop. Didn't really bother trying to research these. I know you guys will tell me what they are. Some sort of tool for rolling something. So I thought I'd just put $5 each on them in the shop. So I reckon they're certainly better than $1 items. So we'll go $5 each, and the people that buy them will clearly know what they are. These items, I think they're actually a pneumatic chisel, you know, like a jackhammer, but just for using with one hand. I think you have like a chisel fitting that goes in here, possibly for breaking up brick walls or doing a bit of masonry work. So I went $10 on this one. It's got a really nice brass plaque there. It doesn't actually say what it is. It just says pneumatic tools. Made in Melbourne, J. Morris Engineering Company. So I went for $10 on that one, $5 on this one. See if they sell. I honestly don't know. This one I called a little grater. It could well be a zester, like for lemon zest or something. Definitely a kitchen item. We'll go $5 on that. The little trivet cleaned up okay. We'll go $5 on that. So I think that was all our items. So it ended up some pretty good value. As usual with these boxes, it's always a surprise. We had a total of $180, and I didn't allow the scrap metal, and I didn't allow all those $1 items. Okay, we just have time, if I pack all this up, to get those blue drawers out here and just have a peek about what's in them. If it's near empty, we'll finish it in this video. If a lot of the drawers are full, we'll carry that over to the next one. Let's look like professional removalists. Ouch.
Well, you're not sounding like a professional removalist.
Here we go. We got it in for you. I had to enlist some professional help. Between Christine and I, we have about half a good shoulder.
Yeah.
I'll slide this onto the end. So it's obviously got something in it, because it's heavier than I thought it was going to be. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You may go back to your life.
Thank you.
Okay, well, given that it is heavy and it's clearly got something in a few of the drawers, we'll carry this over to next video, but I'm not going to leave you in the lurch. We will have a peek. So let's go through them quickly and see what's in here. And that one has cupboard latches. Yeah, nothing very exciting in that. This one, oh, just a couple of casters. This one, oh, we have some nice old latches and things in here. Yep, all right. Probably not going to be much value in here, but you never know. Oh, light globes. Old automotive light globes. Window latches. These are the old, for the old sash windows. And one of the actual locks. That's a pretty early one. A bit of picture framing wire, so it won't take long to clean this out. Some alligator clips. Some file handles and just handle of something. Now I would have probably packed this stuff. There's nothing in that one. This was in my old shed behind my shop. Okay, we have some more latches and hinges and things in here. I think, no, these are all hinges. The old T-hinges. Some nice old cupboard hinges and stepped hinges. I'm not sure what they are off. That's a very heavy gate hinge or half a gate hinge. So, springs, yep. So it's, a lot of this is just going to be boxed up and taken to the shop and just sold as general hardware. I won't be keeping much of this at all. If anything, they're sort of 1920s drawer handles. And did we look in that one? Yeah, that was springs. This one is some more hardware. Looks like more retro stuff from the 60s and 70s. Some old doorknobs. Well, I've been finding a few old locks lately, so I will keep some of those doorknobs. Nothing in that one. And nothing in that one. So, there we go. It's a really nice old homemade chest of drawers. These boxes may have been tea boxes. What's it say? We can read it. It has been painted, but it genuine Hathaway's gloss. So I can't quite make that out. So they're obviously been repurposed boxes. Here we go. Hathaway and Sons, manufacturers of blackings and dressings for leather in Boston. That's really cool, isn't it? Oh, even part of an original label. It's been painted over though. Anyway, they're little finger jointed boxes and they make excellent little drawers. I'd say they're all the same. Yep. And the top ones are a little bit different. Maybe they've been cut down. They look like the same size. Yeah, I think they've cut them in half and they've made two drawers. So they've probably put a new bottom in. I think they have. They've put a new bottom in it. Okay. So anyway, I'm probably going to keep that. It's a great little chest of drawers for various shed things. But in the next episode, we'll quickly sort it all out. And we'll also be able to get something else out of the shed as well, because this won't take long to sort out. But no value on the chest of drawers. I'm keeping it. If I was to sell it, I'd probably ask around about $100. It's a shame they didn't actually put the dividers in the top row. But yeah, pretty cool all the same. I'll find a useful place in my shed one day when I have room to Or maybe mount it on a wall or sit it on a bench, perhaps in that emergency storage room once I get it cleaned out. So guys, we'll finish this episode up now. We had about $180 worth of stuff this time, and that takes us to almost $10,500 that we've priced out of that shed for sale, that most of it is sold. So going pretty good. Nothing outstanding for a while, but our random boxes just seem to keep giving a pretty good total, and it's amazing how it adds up. Thanks for following our journey. We'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now.